our animals. Is everything ready? Yeah, thank you. Hello. So this where we have our entrance. That's a goat, a milk goat. So next time we'll be coming. Yeah, she's heavily pregnant. Wow. Yeah, we'll be taking goat milk. So these are called piglets. This is our first unit. By the way, our piece of land here is not that big. The size is 50 by 100, so it's a plot. And you can see what we have done in this small plot, whereby we have tried to economize the resource, the space, and everything. So these are first unit.
How many piglets are here?
These are 35.
35 of them.
Yeah, these are 5 of them. And they are 2.5 months. No, from 3 mothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do they relate from different mothers?
So in the first few days, they usually fight when we win them, and then they come to, they get used to each other, and then they settle. So they don't fight for long, just 2 days, and then they are good to go. So we have concentrated them here for easier management, and then for more of a group nursing, because we feed them at the same time, and then they are able to compete because they have the same size and then same age. So I need to take you to their mothers. The other room, it's our sixth room. So let's go. So you open here, and there are some guys who are outside. These are the boys. So we have their mothers here. I've told you they belong to 3 mothers. So here they are. So these are pregnant sows. We call them sows. So they are heavily pregnant. As you can see, these are the mothers for the piglets that I have just shown you, the 35 of them. And they were 40, so you can guess each had given us over 13 of them. So they are good mothers. They are Duroc crossbreed with large white, and they are very docile. They don't fight. They can't even bite. You can even touch. Yeah. So what you do, the approach for the pigs is very important. You don't spank. So what you do, you just touch slightly. Yeah, and then they are cool animals. They are good. So for this space, we are holding them to the time they are going to give birth, so that we transfer them to the farrowing cages. So farrowing cages is whereby we take care of the piglets or the young ones, so that they don't sleep on them and then they die. So these are a crossbreed of large white and Duroc. This is their second time pregnancy.
So how long did they stay so that you can impregnate them again?
After weaning, we do 3 days. We do deworm them, we do boost them, and then when they are on heat after 3 days, because they will be on heat after 3 days, we do serve them. Yeah. Gestation period for a pig is 114 days to 116 days. So that is 3 months, basically 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. Yeah. So for now they are.
How many months pregnant?
Yeah. For this one, she is 2 months pregnant. For this one, she is 2.5 months pregnant, and for that one, she is 1 month pregnant. And some of them they are 3 months and 3 months and a week. So let's go to the next unit. So that I can show you more of our animals. So we are going to the next unit. So I think I'll take you to this unit, because this is Baconers unit, so that you can see where pork sausage comes from.
Okay.
So when you see these animals, you see sausage. Okay, the floor is slippery, but we have made it rough enough. So get inside. They are not going to affect you, don't you? They cannot affect you in any way. So here we have some Baconers. They are 5 months old, and they are those people who usually harvest them at this age. But for us, we do harvest them when they are 6 to 6.5 months old. 6 to 6.5 months old. So we are yet 1 month to go.
Okay.
And they are quite good. You can see they have added weight. These are more of large whites, and they do more of muscles. They don't do much of fat, so they are good for even export. and they are good for breeding as well. But for these are barrows. They are male. They are male, but we have castrated them to improve the quality of pork.
Okay. Have you breeded them yourself?
Yes, I have brought them all the way from piglet level until now. They are almost going to the market.
Okay.
So we do raise them from day 1 up to the 6.5 months old, and then we do sell them. So in the next coming 1 month,
You'll be having
we'll be pocketing some money from these
Some
baconers.
dollars.
Yeah, some dollars from these baconers. So have you liked them?
They're so nice.
Yeah, they are so nice.
And they're
Yeah, you see, once they see new faces, they feel disturbed, and then they are like, they are knowing that they are feeling like their life is threatened. So
they know themselves. It's meat already.
yeah, it's pork already.
It's pork already.
So when they see strangers, they have reasons to be worried or to be frightened, just like any other animal. When they see strangers, they feel threatened. So when we are approaching them, we approach them from behind, and then unawapapasa kidogo. So these are Rajwhite. They are relatively docile. You can see. Can you see? They are relatively docile. They enjoy the touch. But when you tease them, like you want to fight them, you make them feel more frightened. You have to approach them from a point whereby
They can't see.
yeah, no, they can't see, because their eyes, they are compound eyes. They can see you from any angle. But you have to approach them in a very cool manner. You don't tease them like you are fighting them.
They are all male.
They are these are barrows. We call them barrows when they are castrated. We call them barrows. Let's not take much of time here. I want to take you to where we do breeding so that you can see the boas, the male ones, and then you can see some more pigs getting, we sire them. Nice. We are going to the farthest room. Here we go. So this unit I want to introduce you to. We are doing some part of the first level of breeding, but what we are doing now here, these are 6 months old gilts. We have a teaser boa there. Teaser boa is a boa that's almost getting ready to serve, and these ladies, they are called gilts. They are gilts. We have purposed to do breeding for this. We are using these breeds, and they are now 6 months old. So what we are doing here, we are introducing them to a teaser boa, or a boa that will now more of poking them to make them be on heat, so that we serve them in the next 3 weeks. So that's why we call him for now teaser boa. Teaser boa. So, and these ladies now, they are almost getting ready for breeding.
So the teaser boa cannot serve them.
You can see him trying to mount, but now that they are not ready, you will find that they will be refusing to be mounted. So in 3 weeks time, because gestation, not gestation, but what do we call it? Ovulation period is 3 weeks, 18 to 21 days. So they will be ready in the next 21 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So you see how good they are?
Yeah.
They are nice.
So how do you know when they are ready?
How do you know when a pig is on heat?
Yeah.
So you find she'll remain still for mounting. She'll not resist mounting. Then number 2, the vulva will be reddish, and then again discharging some clear discharge. And then they will not feed well. Then they will be mounting on each other themselves. They'll be mounting on each other, and they're not going to feed as regular. So you'll find maybe when she's feeding on 3 kgs a day, she'll feed on 2 kgs a day. So that's what we do. These are gilts. We have called them gilts. They are gilts. A pig that has not given birth, a female pig. We have talked about breeding, and we have selected the best breed. Remember, as Goldmine Pig Farm, we have gone as far as Denmark, because these breeds originated from Denmark through a university institution that sold us some of these breeds, and they are good to go. So we are doing breeding here. So when you do selection, we do impregnate them using our boa. we do now prepare them for sale. We do sell to our clients. So once you come to our farm or you call us, you go to our handles and then you find us. We have done our contact there. You can call us and then we can organize some breeds for you. So that's for that unit. Let's go for another unit. So welcome to our other unit, and for this one I want to show you how sow should look like when she is heavily pregnant, because this one is 3 months and 1 week old.
And it's supposed to go for 3 months,
3 weeks,
and
3 days. We call it 3-3-3.
Yeah.
And even some people exaggerate, they do say 3 hours. So we talk about 3 months, 3 weeks, and then 3 days. So she is the third timer. She has farrowed for 2 times. So the first time she gave us 11,
piglets?
she gave us 11. Then the second time she gave us 15.
Wow.
Now we are waiting for the third time. So thank you. Yeah, she's a good breed as well. So she will hit that mark that you have set for her. And she is now good to go. As you see, the unit is clean. It's well meant for her, so that anytime that she's going to give us some piglets, she'll find space to warrow and then to suckle them and then to take care of her piglets. So she's called Matata.
Matata.
We have started doing what we call steaming up. Steaming up for pigs is introducing some more feeds. Steaming up is introducing more feeds or added quantity of feeds to an animal heavily pregnant when she's just about to give birth. So for her, instead of feeding her at 3 kgs a day, we are doing 3.5 kgs a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So rearing of piglets, we do start layering them and raising them when they are in the womb of their mother. So what we are doing now, when we are introducing half a kilo extra, we are now feeding the piglets inside the womb. Yeah. Mm.
And her name is Matata.
Yeah, she is Matata. We have done all routines, all vaccinations, and now we are waiting for her to give us some piglets.
Wow. Go Matata, go. All the best.
So I want to take you to the next room, whereby you are going to see some pokas. Poka. Come on, let's go. We have come now to the other unit. Yes, I don't know whether it's number 30 something. You'll do some rewriting here for this unit. So we have the poka now. I know you are going to ask me, what's a poka?
Sure.
Yeah, I have shown you gilt, I have shown you sow, I have shown you boa, shown you barrows, and now I'm going to show you a poka. So poka is a level of growth in pigs, whereby aging from 3 months to 4 months.
3 months.
So these are not piglets now, they are pokas. They are a little bit bigger than piglets, and they have taken a shape of a pig. They are feeding on growers' feeds, and they are, in a month's time, you are going to be calling them baconers. Yeah, baconers. So as you can see, there are different breeds. This is the pure brown one, reddish brown, is called Duroc. And for many viewers who are interested with Durocs, we have gotten this breed line called Duroc from a university institution, originally from Denmark, and they are good. We are doing breeding for the purposes of improving breeds for our clients, and you can call us. So these are Berkshire, and I've told you they are supposed to be black in color, and then they have a white belt along the girth. So they are very docile, and they are very resistant to diseases and different environmental conditions. So they do well in warm areas, they do well even in cold areas, they do well in average areas whereby we don't have extreme environmental conditions. So they are the best for breeding as well. And I can recommend this breed for our viewers or even our clients, that they can call and then we can organize on how we can sell some few pieces of this Berkshire breed. Yeah.
Wow, and they are so peaceful.
Yeah, this is their nature. For Berkshire, they are relatively very cool. We do say they are docile because they are not as aggressive as Durocs. Durocs, they are aggressive. But for Berkshire, they are very docile. But the animal that is very docile, the pig that is very docile, extremely docile, is landrace. They are very docile to an extent that they are the one that are they are referred to as, or they are the docile pigs that you can never have. They do raise piglets very well, and then they do good suckling, and they are good mothers when it comes to breeding.
Wow, wow.
For this breed, we are doing group nursing as well. Because you can see they are compiled of 3 different breeds. We have Duroc, we have Large White, and then we have the Berkshire. So we are doing group nursing as well. We have combined from different mothers, and then we have brought them in a single unit. We hope you have enjoyed.
Thank you so very much. Now, do you have a pork we can eat for today?
These guys, they are going to take some porks with them here. Do not think that they are going just like that. We have slaughtered something for them.
Woo!
Some pork.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's go. Some dry fry. Is it ready? It's ready. Thank you. So come with us. We are going even to show you how we do our pork outside here.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Tonight, some pork.
Pork time.
Make sure umerusha fulani haiwezi toroka.
Hey, fulani uko nayo.
Rise and shine, Valley Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells not to miss out on any episodes of The Farm. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys so much. Well, we are back at the farm. It's a beautiful day. Early in the morning, the sun is out and everything moving on so well so far. We're in the pig section. I'm really super excited because you guys have been requesting for more pig farming videos, and we are right here to really share with you guys what we have done, what our experience is at Value Farm. I also have my co-director on standby who is going to say hello to you guys and also say something. At least you're most welcome.
Wow. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Co-Director Grafton. We are definitely here in the pigsty. We take this farming career of ours very seriously. It's not when you're in farming, you can't just stand across the street or just call. You got to come in and get your hands dirty. So for in 2023,
Yep,
it's all about how to start
exactly.
a pig farm, right? So many of you have been asking, so we're here to try to give you some guidance. You know, we're no experts, but you know what? We've learned by doing. We've learned by, you know, working with other groups. We've learned by actually paying our dues. And I'd like to say a special thanks to our friend Richard at Ngudu Farm.
Yes.
He was very instrumental to helping us in the very beginning. And a lot of things are happening, especially within the pig world.
Now, so many people have really reached out, and I have so many calls every day, almost every day. I really want to start. I've been inspired by you guys. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for appreciating, and thank you so much for sharing our videos with your friends and families. And those who want to really start the pig farming, guys, it's never too late for you to start. This is the time for you to start. The year has just begun, so you need to start off immediately. And what do you need to start with? What do you have to put in plan? You have to really plan appropriately before you start a pig farm. Because if you're to remember our backstory, we did not start with this big building as you can see here. This is not where we started from. If you're to go to our playlist for pig farming, you'll definitely see our baby steps. How we started with just a few piglets, and of course the structures that we were using, it wasn't that very fancy, but we started because we started the farm and we wanted to do pig farming. We started. So what advice can I really give someone who is going to start a pig farm? Have a strategic plan. And what plan is this? Start with what breeds you want to bring to your farm. the structure, all that we are going to discuss in this video. So there's a lot that we are going to cover, of course, for beginners, because this video is strictly for beginner farmers, and on budget, because you don't have to break a bank to start off a pig farm.
So guys, in terms of being a beginner farmer, there are many mistakes that most people make coming out of the gate. When you're starting, you don't need to start with 15 styles.
No.
Most people think that when they start, they want to just go straight for the numbers. This is like why we always tell you guys, it's always good to get, first you dip your toe in the water. And how do you do that, right? You can start out by just getting 2 cells. You don't even need a male in the beginning. That's the most common mistake people make. You want to first rear your 2 cells. If you get 3, you consider the commercial farmer, right?
True.
So once you get those 3, or if you get 2, just know you have to have your structure. Don't build a structure for 2 pigs. You understand? When you have 2 female pigs, just expect to have your structure built for at least like 60 to 80. You understand? Definitely gonna wanna have a maternity ward when those cells are confirmed pregnant, where you're gonna separate them, where you're gonna isolate them to give birth, and how to care for the piglets. Just know the moment you cross your cell, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, expect piglets.
Exactly.
They're never late. They're always on time. Actually, come to think of it, I wish more people behave like pigs in that manner, right? There's no such thing as African time or black people time when it comes to pigs. You know the moment she's pregnant, you know, just set your calendar, you know you're gonna expect piglets within that time frame. That's
The
number
time
one.
frame,
Which
yes,
is
that
really
is
nice, because you know, you're not gonna get caught off guard. That's
Exactly,
number one.
that's
Number 2, please and please, if you go to a farm to buy your piglets, make sure these people actually keep their records. Make sure you're getting the right genetics.
True.
Don't just buy a pig just based on the fact that it looks nice.
Or the
you
color.
understand? The color, the fact that it looks nice, and the owner is saying, that one's gonna be a giant. That means absolutely nothing.
That is
Because the most common mistake, the second most common mistake people make, they spend the money on the structure, they spend the money on actually preparing their feeds, right? But then by the time they go out to actually stock, they meet somebody at the gas station, at their church, in the neighborhood, who probably reared pigs maybe like 25 years ago.
That is
and
true.
they're telling, oh, my aunt has pigs. Oh, my uncle has piglets. And then because that's a family friend, you're thinking like, oh, okay, I want to support that person. Then you go, you make your purchases from there, and guess what? You buying locals. And let me tell you, the curse of this continent when it comes to buying stock for pigs, you don't want to get stuck with the locals, because you know what's going to happen with the local pig? You're going to feed them for a year, and they're never going to
Never going
exceed
to grow.
more than 35 to 40 kgs. Okay? Don't set yourself up for failure. We always tell you guys, cheap is the most expensive mistake you can make. Okay?
That is so
So I would say, don't just buy random pig stock from anyone. Make sure you do your due diligence. And again, do not go cheap. Yes, we're using these mechanized nipple drinkers here, but even if you can't put it like this in your pen, you can always just use the drums.
Yes.
They have the field nipple drinkers where you literally can get a plumber to just put that nipple drinker in a drum for you. And the pigs, you just have to tap it a few times. They're so smart.
Exactly.
They're gonna learn how to drink from that nipple drinker. And believe me, in terms of size, development, feeds is important, but water is equally as important.
Very, very
Just
important.
think about yourself, right? You know, as young kids, we've all been greedy. The moment you start to drink, you remember, like, if you ever been a fast eater, by looking at me, you know I'm a fast eater. I've been like that ever since I was a kid. Sometimes you go a little too fast, and you need to take a drink, right? That's what happened with every single pigs.
Yeah.
It happens like that every time they feed, because the maize bran itself is very dry. And if they get that stuck down their throat, they're not gonna wanna continue to eat. So they need to get a drink of water to move it along. The more water they drink, the more they're gonna be able to eat. Just think of it from that standpoint. That way you know the value of having water inside these pens, because no water, the feed is just gonna sit there.
That is
and
true.
pigs are very picky. No matter what people tell you, if that food stays out too long,
Too long they don't eat.
it becomes stale. They're just gonna stare at it and they're not gonna eat it.
That is so true.
What else?
Same to the water. In case you're going to use the drums,
They get it dirty.
If as long as you get it dirty, the water is going to stay there, and you may think there's a lot of water for them, yet they're not really drinking it, so they're very picky. This also brings for me to a point that to someone I was speaking to yesterday, he wanted to buy piglets from us, and of course he wanted good ones, good breeds from the ones he has been seeing on the videos. So I was advising him, I was telling him which breeds he could start with as a beginner. I was like, you know, I have a very small budget, but I don't want to really invest so much into my genetics right now.
I'm
And I was like,
by the pig.
yeah, that is true. That is they're so friendly. So I told this guy like, so what? How many pigs do you want? Then he was like, he wanted to only get 2. I was like, okay, that is fine. Then he was like, others I will just get from my local friends.
Biggest mistake.
I told him that was the biggest mistake that he was really making. Was like, now at this stage, I'm just constructing my building. Then I told him, okay, you're constructing your building, but the genetics really matter. You may construct a very nice building, put so much money into it, but when you bring in the breeds and you're breeding for so long, you're going to really get very frustrated. Same to the building. We talked about the building. I told him to use basic materials. Where he is, not really to invest so much into these materials. Like you can just get the bark of the trees. You start small, at least as long as the structure is very comfortable for the pigs, there's shelter for them. With time, you grow when you sell these pigs, of course. So it is really very advantageous for beginners not to really make these mistakes, because we've really emphasized, we've stressed them out all the time that, guys, do not make this mistake. These are some things that are going to really cost you a lot in the long run. So these small things that we tell you, like water, that at least dig a well so that the water is available all the time. Those are small things that you need to really put more focus on. Then also the feeds. Before you start, at least make sure that you have your source for the pigs. You may not have the land, because some people are just starters. They have small pieces of land and they want to grow their own maize. We always advise you, grow your own maize before you start your pig farm. But there are some that say that, okay, I will grow, but I want to start immediately. But also source out for the best millers that you can go to. Do not go to any miller just like that.
That's such a great point.
Yes.
Because let me tell you guys an experience we had in the beginning. And you know, the beauty about coming here to Value Farm, finding these videos online, we give you the truth.
True.
Nothing but the truth, because we've had challenges with exactly what my partner is discussing. Because you may go to a miller in your area, that's not ethical.
Yeah, true.
And what used to happen to us in the beginning, when we used to just buy most of our maize brand, even our broken, to mix our feeds here, you'll find that the millers will purposely wet
True.
the maize, especially the broken. And then they'll wet it so that it could weigh more, so that they can sell you realistically what's less, but then it would weigh far more.
Yeah.
So by the time you get that broken to your farm, if you're unaware that it's wet, it sits there in storage. What happened to wet maize? It gets spoiled. And so when your animals eat that, the maize that has the fungi and all these other mycotoxins growing in there, guess what? That's a very easy way to lose your entire flock.
Exactly.
You understand? So again, you don't go cheap. You find somebody that might charge you a few, maybe 5-10 cents more. Don't cry. You understand? You do what you have to do, because in the end, you know you're in business.
That is true.
And in business, believe me, you have to make sacrifices. Like, I'm standing here, these piglets are chewing on my pants. But we do this for you because we love you guys. We want to educate you, okay?
Yes.
So it's the same thing when it comes to these feeds. You want to
Yes.
make sure you find a reputable miller. You find somebody that you can build a relationship with.
True.
You know, and again, remember, you don't have to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Just know that what you put into these animals is what you're gonna get out.
Get out of it.
And again, if you there in the village, you know, a lot of people would say, feed them just the potato peels, potato this and that. That's not a way to enter commercial pig farming, because if you don't feed these animals correctly, it's gonna show. But if you feed them the right way, you give them enough water, that too is gonna show. Because remember what we tell you, especially your aspiration in the beginning, when you wean these piglets from their moms, preferably at 2 months,
Yes.
your goal is to only hold on to them for a period of 3 months where you're the one feeding them, okay?
That's true.
3 months, 3.5 months. Anytime you go to that point where you're feeding them for 4 months, you've lost. Every time you go beyond that 3.5 month time frame, trust me, you're losing money you're never gonna recoup, okay? So you wanna make sure you invest in breeds that's gonna be ready to meet their maker in a timely fashion. You understand? And the only way you're gonna do that is making sure they have plenty of water. Make sure your source of feeds are definitely already worked out way before you bring the pigs to your farm. Because the worst thing you wanna do, you think you can show up at somebody's farm, the piglets are cute, they're small. You're like, I could take 10 today. 10 might not cost you a lot of money to feed in the beginning. But very quickly, the 10 is they're gonna go from eating a half a kg, you know, in the morning, a half a kg in the afternoon, to eating 3 kgs overnight. And you do that math times 10. So it's best that you secure that. This pig is not leaving.
They're not leaving us.
It's best you secure where you're gonna get your feeds, because you don't want to be reactionary.
Yeah, true.
And a very big mistake that we make, and we don't want you to make, don't be reactionary when it comes to investing in your feeds. Because what we did, and believe me, we paid the price. We had over 150 pigs at the farm. Maize brand was going for like 300 shillings per kg. We're like, oh, this is okay.
That's okay. We
can manage that. You understand?
Exactly.
We used to buy like 2 tons with no problem. Like, hey, just 300. But little did we know, a few weeks later, maize was no longer available. The scarcity took that price from 300 Ugandan shillings. You guys can do the math here. And very quickly, we ended up having to pay between 1,800 to even 2,000 shillings per kg to feed 150 pigs. Believe me, you know, there's a saying in where I'm from: do not let your mouth write a check that your body can't cash. In this case, our wallet could not cash that check.
That amount.
And the reason we paid that price is because we were reluctant. We thought we knew it all, and that was a mistake. And believe me, we'll never repeat that mistake again, because this is the experience that we go through. We field tests and we tell you what works and what doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
You don't want to be the farmer to find that lesson the hard way, because what tends to happen when people can't afford to feed their parenting stock, they end up turning to the butcher.
That is
and
true.
the butcher usually set their time in their calendar to know whenever maize is no longer available, they're gonna pay the least amount of money for your meat, because they know you can't feed your animals.
You can't feed them, and you have to sell them
believe
off.
me, you're gonna suffer both ways. You're not gonna reap. A lot of people want to talk poorly about piggery. It's because they did not prepare for the business. They entered haphazardly, just listening to people here, people there, who really are not well trained when it comes to this field, and then they don't have a good time in pig farming.
That is
But
true.
if you enter the right way, this is one of the fastest way you can call yourself a commercial farmer.
That is so true. Wow, wow. That is really so amazing. And I think you guys have really picked something from this. And my piece of advice, guys, just make sure the diet is balanced. Like us, like human beings. You can't eat one meal, like you can't be eating one thing, like unbalanced diet. These pigs are also like humans. Like you have to really balance. Make sure that the feeds are really balanced. The proportions that you're giving them are of a certain ratio. That we shall definitely bring for you the updated video on that.
That's such a great point. I want to make sure I share this with you guys. Mistakes for you to avoid as a beginner. Many old school pig farmers will tell you, when the feeds get expensive, you ration them. Maybe instead of feeding them twice a day, you go to once a day.
Once a day.
Let me tell you something. When you have piglets that are growing, if you don't feed them in a balanced way, not just the maize brand. Some people sacrifice, they can't afford the concentrates. They just start to feed these pigs boiled potatoes and potato leaves. You know what happened? You then stunt the growth of your animals.
Yeah.
And this is not like a car where you can just turn it off and turn it back on. The moment the growth is stunted, that's it. It's over. If you don't feed these animals properly for more than 3 to 4 days consecutively, that's a lost batch. So better you get less and be able to take care of them in the right way versus starting out with many that you can't manage.
You can't manage.
And that way you end up losing everything. And believe me, this is such a wonderful business. We want more people to get involved with this.
Yes.
But the only way you're gonna make it in this industry is by starting out the right way, making sure that you do your due diligence. And welcome to this channel. We're happy you at least doing this much for yourself. That shows that you're somebody who's serious about this business. So congratulations for taking the first 2 steps by being here, right? But then please, no pride in farming. When you need help, reach out to someone. Don't try to figure it out on your own. There's no
Exactly.
reason to try to reinvent the wheel. You know, we here to help you. You can always reach out. Now, we put out this content for you guys gratis. That's French for free. But if you need more detailed help, you can always book us for consultation.
Yeah.
And we're here to give you all the nitty gritty when it comes to this business. Because let me tell you, you can spend a little in the beginning and you can reap big in the end. Or you can go very cheap in the beginning and up spending even more. In the end. Okay, at the end, we want this to be a good experience for you.
Yeah.
Not a negative one.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. This video shouldn't be so long like this because we are going to be bringing more episodes because things have been changing. I know most of you have been watching, like starting a pig farm, but this is 2023. There's some lessons we've learned. That's why we are repeating. That's why we're emphasizing all these topics for you guys. And of course, some things that we've made changes with. So wait for those videos because we shall be updating you guys on what is really happening on the pig farming project that we have at Value Farm. And of course, other projects that we have here. But we really appreciate you guys so much. If you've been taking your notes, please take action if you can. If you're ready, please do not even wait. Do not procrastinate because you will procrastinate forever. The year started, make it a point that you start immediately.
You know what's so cool about this? I'm not sure if you captured this in the background. We've been here for maybe like 20 or so minutes.
Yes.
Our female back there, she's been drinking non-stop. They love the water. This is how they stay cool. And of course,
Exactly.
the more they drink, the more weight they're gonna put on. And the beauty about where we're standing here, these piglets are so comfortable. They're not hungry. Mom has plenty of milk because
Yeah.
she's getting plenty of water, plenty of food, and she's taking great care of her piglets. So don't be cheap, okay? Those of you who think you could just put the water in a basin for these animals, believe me, they love water. The moment you put it down, they're gonna step in it. And the moment that water has urine or it has dirt in there, they're
They
not gonna
can't.
drink it. So you'll have a pig that has a huge trough filled
Yes,
with water.
yes.
But the moment they step in it, or they
can't.
urinate, or they do anything in that water, just consider that water to be gone. So unless you wanna be present, changing water 100 times a day, please invest in basic nipple drinkers. Whether you use the actual container, or if you can afford this version, you do that. I know it's a little long, but I wanted to point that out
To
to you
put
how
it
important
out.
water is when it comes to this business.
And also to tell them that pigs are not dirty.
Not at all.
They are very clean animals. We shall definitely bring for you more episodes so that you can learn from because we're here to share. You know, sharing is caring. But we really appreciate you guys so much. If you haven't already checked out our social media platforms, please go. You guys are loving what we are sharing that side. We really appreciate you guys and we promise you that we shall definitely bring for you more episodes, more clips so that you can see what we are doing here. Of course, we have to share with you guys. But we appreciate you guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.